Now, I'd like to begin by bringing your attention to a particular statistic. According to Age UK, 10% of adults over the age of 40 believe that being alone is an issue of great concern. And evidence shows that being alone for long periods of time can shorten a person's lifespan by 15 years. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds a bit scary to me. Now, being open and honest, raise your hand if you've ever thought you were on your own. Thanks for your honesty. Now, you may be wondering why I'm so interested in this topic. Well, if you come with me to a beautiful summer's day in the year 1990, you'd find me on my own, walking through a beautiful green meadow with all the beautiful smells of summer all around me. You'd see I'm wearing beige jumpers, a green wax jacket over a navy sweatshirt, and of course green wellies, because I'm on my way to tend to my beautiful horse, Kimberly. Now, Kimberly is the beautiful golden mare that I've been confiding in for over 5 years. And what I found is that tending to her daily needs really comforts me and calms me inside. However, today is very different. I can't stop crying, and I can't stop thinking, you're on your own, Joan. You're on your own. You've got to face up to it. You're on your own. You can't keep dragging your family into your life. You made your bed, you lie in it. I know. My poor mother, all 5 foot nothing of her. She shouldn't have to deal with my husband, who's turned into a right Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. 1 minute he's so charming to others, the next he's such a monster to me. She shouldn't have to come to the house and threaten, I'll kill you if you don't leave my daughter alone, after she's seen the black eye you've given me. My 2 brothers, really good men, they shouldn't have had to come to the house after he'd split my eye open and threaten, if you lay another finger on our Joan, there'll be trouble, and if we can't sort it, the police will. Now, have you ever been in a situation when you thought, I can't carry on living this way, things have to change? Well, that's what I was thinking. So what I decided to do is to stay quiet, say nothing, thinking if I do, I can't upset him. Now, that was a pretty difficult thing for me to do because normally I'm such a friendly, chatty person. However, I knew I had to do something. So to help me stay quiet and say nothing, I took up reading. Now, I don't know why, but for some strange reason, I did. Next thing, you find me in the local library looking for something to read. Well, there's certainly a lot to read in here. I wonder which book is for me. What's this book all about then? The Way of the Wizard by Deepak Chopra. That's a really unusual name. What are you saying, Deepak? Ah, quantum field. I wonder if it's got anything to do with Quantum Leap on the telly. I love watching that programme. It really takes me out of myself. What else are you saying, Deepak? Oh, this looks interesting. You are the only one who thinks in your mind. And you are the only one who can change your life. Those words are very thought-provoking. I'm going to take you home with me, Deepak. Now, if I'm the only one who thinks in my mind, and I'm the only one who can change my life, I think I'll start changing it now. I'll work all the hours I can. I'll open a bank account in my name only. I'll get a place of my own. And I'll leave Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde behind. That sounds like a plan. Now, would you agree with me, when you've got a plan, you've got to put it into action? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, has there ever been a time when you were so close to reaching one of your goals, but on the final stretch, something or someone was standing in your way? Well, that's what I was thinking. And I arrived home one evening from having tea with my favourite cousin Maureen, who knows what I'm going through, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde standing in my way at the top of the stairs, and he's looking pretty angry. If you ever think about leaving me, there's only one way, and that's in a box. Before I know it, he's on top of me at the bottom of the stairs. Next thing, I hear him on the phone. It's my wife. She's on the floor. No, she's not moving. Oh, I'm moving all right. Right out the back door. Now, in the flat, me and my 2 children were safe, although it wasn't easy. A couple of months pass by and I meet up with my favourite cousin Maureen again. And she's looking really surprised. Joan, you're looking great. How have you done it? Well, Maureen, all I'm thinking is that there's been some strange things happening to me. And I'm thinking those strange things didn't happen to me simply by chance or coincidence. I'm thinking they were sent to me on purpose by something out there in the universe that I can't see. For instance, on the night I jumped into my car and left Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde behind, my car had been stood for days on the drive because it wouldn't start. However, for some strange reason, that night it did. What's more, after me wondering whether I'm ever going to meet a man who treats me right, guess what? On Friday the 13th, or lucky for some, I was lucky to meet a really nice man called Jim, who I think is the one who's going to treat me right. Now, that's just a couple of the strange things that happened to me, Maureen. What do you think of all that? Well, Joan, all that's got me thinking. There must be so many people out there wanting to change their life and need to know how you've managed to change yours. Now, have you ever thought you could help others with what you know? Well, what my favourite cousin Maureen didn't know was that I've been thinking about writing a book. Now, I'd love to tell you there was a book for sale on Amazon in 6 weeks. There wasn't. I put pen to paper, so to speak, 23 years later. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Bloody hell, how big is the book going to be? Well, all I can say is I was so busy, in a good way, creating my new life and the new me with lots of help from the something I couldn't see. I was learning something new every day. And I found as I was changing, my life was changing too. New people and new things kept on coming into my life from all directions. It was like the something I couldn't see was working overtime just for me. And I believe that's the time my truly magical life began. Now, going back to the book I was thinking of writing. Well, in the year 2014, 23 years later, wanting to help others to discover how powerful they really are, I wrote my first book, Knowledge is Power. A year or so later, wanting to help people with their pain and suffering, I wrote my second book, Face Your Pain. Thank you. And during COVID-19 time, wanting to help people to create a new life in a new way, I wrote my third book, Transformation Road. And together, these three books are now the foundation of the Total Transformation Trilogy, which is a step-by-step system that I built to help others to transform both themselves and their life in just a fraction of the time it took me. So if anyone would like to purchase any of my books, if you haven't already done so, then please come and see me outside in the corridor, where I'll be only too happy to help you. Now, as you can see, I'm no spring chicken. Nevertheless, I chose to take action. Like Neo did in the film The Matrix, I chose to take the red pill and discover how powerful I really am, instead of taking the blue pill, never to find my true strength. I chose to move forward with my life and come face to face with my pain from the past, instead of standing still and allowing my pain from the past to hold me back. And I chose to truly live in a new life instead of to survive in the old one. So I ask you, would you choose to take action? Would you choose to take the red pill instead of the blue pill? Would you choose to move forward instead of standing still? And would you choose to be truly living instead of simply surviving? Now, of course, the choice will always be yours. However, a little word of warning. Whilst you're always free to make your choices, you'll never be free from the consequences. And here's a little something else to take away with you. If you should ever think you're all alone in this life, then don't, because you are never on your own. I'll repeat that. If you should ever think you're all alone in this life, then don't, because you are never on your own. Remember, there's something out there in the universe that you can't see will always be with you. Well, that brings my talk to an end. You've been a great audience. I thank you so much for your attention. Namaste.